Hey everybody! In today's video, I'm going to show you the awesome prints that you can get just using black and white paint. And at the end of all of this, I will have the perfect background print for an adorable Halloween card. I decided that I would just show how beautiful just black paint and a stencil can be. And I even cleaned my brayer for the occasion. So this is a perfectly clean brayer. I got it back down just to the rubber. It's a little bit stained. But if you want to soak your brayer for a good long time and get it really clean, you're going to get so much better printing results when the paint can contact that rubber surface versus it slipping and sliding around on dried paint that's already on your brayer. So just soak it for a long time and scrub it with something gentle and non-scratching. I use one of those non-scratch kitchen pads and make sure there's no paint in the little mechanism, and you'll be good to go for your printing session. So to start out with, I just have some Dina Wakley black paint, and you really don't need very much, but I'm going to show you what high resolution you can get just with black paint. And I'll share a little bit of trivia from Edward Tufte, who taught me that the highest resolution you can get is black type on a white page. No screen in the world has resolution that high, and you get such fun looks from printing with just black and white as well. Now, this first print I'm doing on a piece of cardstock just because I want to show you kind of the difference between cardstock and copy paper. Cardstock isn't going to give you as high a resolution as copy paper will because it can't get down in all the little nooks and crannies the way copy paper does. So see, you get a low resolution, poor print. But I have all of this beautiful paint and the stencil design left on the plate. So I will lift this beautiful leftover with a little bit of white paint. This is also Dina Wakley paint. And then you'll really get to see every black detail with that white paint behind it. Now look at all of this detail. That is just a thing of beauty. So many layers, so much detailed paint from where it was lifted the first time. And it gives you sort of that crisp outline. And then you pick up all the light gray paint with the white that you can see sitting on top of that white paint, sort of like static, and I just think it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Another little bit of black paint. Less is more. I have a hard time learning this lesson, but especially with black paint, you really don't need very much paint to get started. Now this is kind of a bolder stencil, and first I'm going to just lift out a little bit with the copy paper so I get kind of this fun sort of zebra print, and then I'll have this print left on the plate. This I can pick up with cardstock, and I will probably get a better lift than I did trying to lift through a stencil because the paint will just be coming up off the plate onto the cardstock. But even so, you don't get a perfect lift with cardstock. So I printed off the wet stencil there just for a little kind of an under layer for another print. I always like to do that, just grab as much paint as possible from a printing session. It can always be the start of another great layered print later on, and I keep those separately than the way that I store my finished gel prints. So I'll lift this remainder with white paint as well, just to get that last little bit that's on the plate with the black and white. And what's great is your focal point on your cards can be a huge pop of color like you'll see, or you can leave it black and white for like a sympathy card, that kind of thing. But that is a beautifully detailed print with those little leftovers. And these look like etchings or something. There's something sort of old-fashioned and elegant about this type of print that I just love. Here you can sort of see the difference where the white paint lifted up some leftover black paint, and then places where the black paint had been lifted completely off the page, and you can see the white of the page like you can in this sort of zebra print. That got a good clean lift where all you're seeing is the white copy paper underneath the paint. Now let's try the same thing on black cardstock with white paint. Again, it's cardstock, so it's not going to have perfect print capabilities, but we'll see what we can do. Little bit of this Dina Wakley white paint. One of the reasons I really love her paint is the diameter of the little spout of the paint is so small that it helps me with my natural tendency to put too much paint down. Now, brayer cleaning sheets with black and white are also very fun little backgrounds. So I will do the same stencil again. I just love this stencil. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm going to use a lift sheet to get the main design pulled out of that white paint and leave just a little impression on the page. That'll be a good alcohol ink print. And then what's underneath, I'll go ahead and print onto black cardstock. And since I'm lifting just paint from the plate, again, this will be a little bit better, but it's still not going to be as good as copy paper. But I get a beautiful sort of opposite print of that first one that I did with lots and lots of texture. And there's still a little bit left on the plate, so I can pick that up with black paint again. And what's great about black and white paint is you can just alternate the layers. You don't have to worry about color combinations like you do when you're printing with other colors of paint. So we'll see what we get with the black paint lifting the white paint instead of white paint lifting the black paint. Again, you get like that 3D kind of stone etched look that is just sort of ghostly and beautiful. I love it so much. And it's fun to look at the opposite effect where you started with black and ended with white, or started with white and ended with black. Really fun to see side by side. So head over to my blog for more information, and thanks so much for watching.